everyone, I'm Eileen Lam. Welcome to Talking About Autism, the podcast where hard questions are asked, controversial subjects are addressed, and everyone has a seat at the table. Each week, me and a guest dive headfirst into a topic critical to the autism and autistic community. As the director of social media at Autism Speaks, I'm here to share insight into our organization's work. But my perspective is broader than just my job title. I'm a published author, influencer, and autistic mother of 3, 2 boys on the spectrum. I care deeply about building a supportive online community. So welcome to our table. I'm excited today to welcome Gillis Williams, autistic self-advocate, TikTok influencer, and entrepreneur. He is the owner, founder, and CEO of Autism Chose Me. Did I forget anything, GW?
The only thing you're forgetting, Eileen, is we're going to have a darn good time. And what do they say in French, Eileen? Ali, let's go.
Allez, let's go. Let's do this. So, GW, before we get started, I want to ask, why did you want to collaborate with me and Autism Speaks on this podcast?
Oh my God, there were so many things I could spend hours talking about it. But here's the gist. There's been a lot of controversy around Autism Speaks. We can all agree with that. So much controversy. I mean, just me having somebody who doesn't like Autism Speaks would get very mad if they were on this podcast, or they'd be very heated about it. Now, I'm not one of those people. I am very grounded and I'm very neutral and objective when it comes to highlighting the negatives and positives about Autism Speaks. But basically, I'm here to talk about how Autism Speaks can do better. I'm here to use a communicative approach and just generally make sure that Autism Speaks knows what the deal is when it comes to the controversy surrounding the autism community. Think of me as the messenger. I'm the objective messenger who's getting messages from the other side, passing it on to this side, and vice versa. In this case, because of the big Red Instead movement, which is a counter movement to Autism Speaks, I'm the messenger going to the Red Instead movement and passing on the advice to Autism Speaks on how they can do better. So again, I'm hearing both sides, and I'm here to just hear from Autism Speaks' point of view, but also respectfully criticize Autism Speaks on what they can do better and how they can do better. We're all in this together,
I totally agree, and I'm so thankful you are willing to be that bridge between both sides. And I don't even like the word sides because we're in this together. But like you said, there is some controversy, and
right.
There is something you told me that I love, is that you consider yourself the purple of the community. And I think that is like the best word to describe you. You are the purple. You're always trying to listen to both sides, and that is amazing to have someone like you being so willing to listen to both sides. Again, I don't like that word, but just to try and bring us together. So what subject do you want to talk about today? What should we talk about?
Oh boy, big subject. Donations. It's so important. I had to repeat it 3 times, Eileen.
All right, let's get started then. So GW, as a prominent autistic voice, we want to have an honest discussion with you about common misconception or misperceptions around Autism Speaks and what you hear from the rest of the community, the Red Instead side, as you call them. So today we're going to talk about a topic we see a lot of online, and that is donation and funding. So we want to hear from you. What is your perception of how Autism Speaks allocates its donation funds?
Well, the biggest thing that comes to mind is the misinformation around Autism Speaks' mission or their initiative to donate and support autistic people and their families. That's what donations are. They're support. You're supporting somebody. When you donate to the Red Cross, you're supporting someone who may have been, who maybe was in a fire and needed help building their home. So you're donating to them. That's just an example. In this case, Autism Speaks accepts donations to give them to autistic people and their families and the other organizations that support autistic people. So what I'm hearing from the Red Instead side, with that said, is that Autism Speaks doesn't donate enough to autistic people and their families. And yeah, that sounds bad, but there's a lot of misinformation from it. Now, I know you can share the details with me specifically because you work for the company, Eileen, but from what I heard from another social media person from Autism Speaks a couple years ago, is that there's some misinformation around the actual percentage and what actually goes to individuals with Autism Speaks. That sounds like I'm slightly supporting that mission, and I am supporting the donations. For me, it's from my perspective, from my research, yes, there's a lot of misinformation around it. However, it's about how you guys are presenting it on social media. And don't get me wrong, no company or organization can ever be perfect on how we present donations or their mission or their goals or initiatives. But Autism Speaks, in my taste, in my opinion, and I know other Red Instead advocates could agree with me when we say this, they haven't done a good job of representing or showing how their donation or how your donations are affecting autistic people and their families in a positive light, in a positive way. And it's one of those things where that's always the first thing that comes up when you talk to the Red Instead movement about Autism Speaks. Oh, they don't support autistic people and their families because their lack of donations. Well, the reason why is because of that misinformation, and Autism Speaks, I feel like, hasn't done a good job in cracking down on it and actually being direct on social media, showing this is what we've done in the past few years. This is actually how much is going towards autistic people and their families. And, for me, I was confused at first. Literally, as an autistic advocate, I had to dig through deep information and, seep through the cracks on what is actually happening when Autism Speaks is donating to people and their families. And honestly, Eileen, the average person can't do that. The average person is someone who just goes on social media, sees a post, they see the 1% to 2% number, and oh my God, Autism Speaks doesn't donate enough to people. I'm telling not just you, but the Red Instead advocates right now that that's not true, but Autism Speaks has to do a better job in showing that number. To borrow a phrase from a movie, they're like, show me the money. Show me the money. Where's it going? Where's the money going? And to go further, show me how it's working for autistic people and their families. Show me how the money is working. So.
And you know what? That's very good feedback, because, we're doing a great job with the donation we receive from people. I mean, there are so many organizations that give us a rating. The tax information is public. We actually just got a 4-star rating which is like the gold standard, from a Charity Navigator, and 4-star is the top, like really at the top, which means that, financially we're doing the best we could ever be doing. But you make a good point. Like, if we don't make a good job telling the community what we're doing with the money, then I guess it's fair of them to assume that we're not doing good things with the money. So that's important feedback for us to take. We should be posting on social media more often and showing the autistic community how we use funds from people and from donation. Because if people don't know about it, how would they know what we're doing with it, right?
Right. And that leads me to a question, though. When you're talking about posting it on social media, when you talk about the 4-star rating, have you posted that on social media, is the question.
Not yet, but we are going to. And I think that's very important.
When is that? When is that, is the question.
It's gonna happen, I bet, within a week of this episode going live. But you know what? I'm talking about this rating, and that's not the only good rating we have. We've every year, Autism Speaks exceeds the Better Business Bureau guideline of 65 cents per dollar received, given back to the community. And every year,
have you guys posted that on social media?
No, we haven't. And that's why I give you a point, because this is not a new rating. We've had it for a while. and people don't know about it. So I guess that's on us. And you know what? I appreciate your feedback, and we're definitely going to be more upfront and being more public and about those things, because people need to hear it and see it.
Right. But my biggest suggestion, I'm not telling you how to do your job or Autism Speaks job. We have to do it immediately, and you guys have to do it now, because already, while we're saying that, as the minutes and seconds pass, we're already losing Red Instead supporters because of the donation controversy. If you guys posted that now and just built that momentum and kept posting it over time and time again, then it's not going to completely change their mind. It's not going to completely change their thinking. However, it will move the needle forward a little bit. And I think Autism Speaks has been a little bit late in doing that. But at the same time, it's not too late now, and we can do it, together. So
exactly, it's not too late. And take my word for it, this is going to change. You're going to see more social media posts about it, and we're going to be telling the world about these things to get in front of the misinformation. So there are a lot of opinions about us as an organization from everyone, everywhere. So I'm curious, GW, why do you think that is the perception of us within the autistic community? Do you think that's because we have not been transparent enough? Are there other reasons why people might think this of us?
Well, to crack on the Red Instead movement, they have embellished what you guys have done. And while there have been some things in the past that Autism Speaks has done that's bad, they embellish it and make it seem like, posting it on social media, that's what you guys are still doing now. And they don't talk about the positives that you guys are doing or trying to change. And even though Autism Speaks still has a lot of work now on improving things, so does the Red Instead movement, especially, to my point, trying to present the more positive things that Autism Speaks has done. Because even though Autism Speaks has done things that are bad, not everything that Autism Speaks has done is bad. There's a lot of great things that Autism Speaks has done. The 4-star, 5-star rating you were talking about a few moments ago, boom, that's a great thing, and so many more. But to answer your question, the Red Instead movement and other advocates who don't like the puzzle piece, who prefer other symbols to represent autism, they just don't. I just feel like, yes, Autism Speaks has just not been transparent enough. They need to get the other side of the story. And I feel like, especially with how Autism Speaks donates to autistic people and their families, they need to start, I guess, in a way, posting publicly how they think, or the good things they think of other organizations donating to autistic people and their families. Specifically, other organizations, they donate to just the autistic individuals themselves for advocacy. Not to go off topic with the question, but I feel like that's what Autism Speaks needs to be more transparent about, not just with the message they're spreading, but specifically how they think other people are spreading donations the right way.
That makes sense.
So where does the money go to, and how do you determine which programs to support?
That's a good question, and I'm glad you asked. So we invest in programs that can have widespread, meaningful impact for the autism and autistic community. Programs focused on doing the most good for the most people. So as an example, we funded advocacy efforts to pass legislation to have autism insurance benefits coverage for all 50 states. And last year alone, we added more than 1.6 million autistic people and their families through the free services and support we offer. But there is one thing that I really want to add, because you say we don't give money to autistic people, and I guess people don't know because we don't post about it, but we actually have grants. We give grants to autistic people and to people in the autism community. We give in a lot of different ways, not just to like scientific autistic researchers. And it's been a big goal of ours to be more out there on social media about the grants we give and the difference we make in the autism community by giving out those grants, because I know it's important for Red Instead advocates to see that some of the money we get goes directly towards to autistic people and not through services, but like really directly as a grant, as a money donation. And we do that. So I'm telling you guys now. And we started posting about our grants a few months ago, the grants we give out. So you should check out our social media post to see some examples of people who've benefited from our grants. I also want to add that 89 cents of every dollar fund our public health and awareness programs, global research efforts, state and federal advocacy initiatives, and programs, services, and supports across the lifespan from diagnosis to adulthood, right? Because autism doesn't end when you become an adult. It's a lifetime thing. So yeah, I mean, we use the money in a way that's, very respectful of our donors. And I'm not saying that, I'm saying that as someone who works at Autism Speaks, but like I was telling you, we have a great rating with the Better Business Bureau, and we just got that 4-star rating, which is the highest from Charity Navigator, which is really the gold standard and the highest you can get. So I'm very proud of it, and I will definitely be posting about it on social media.
Eileen, I just got to say, this sounds very beautiful. Great positive things. I mean, I'm welling up with tears here. There's only one thing that's bugging me, and I'm going to bother you with the question again. When are you guys going to post all of this on social media? Because if you're saying this now, other people got to hear it.
Okay, I'll tell you what. When this episode goes live, the post will already be posted on social media. Mark my words that it's going to make this discussion sound funny, because as soon as I'm done recording this with you, I'm going to go post it on social media to show you that I mean it.
Okay, hey, I'm going to tell, I'm not going to tell them now because we're still live, but at the time of this recording, I will make sure to tell other advocates about what's going to happen, about all the donations or all the information about these donations, everything you're saying to me. I'm going to tell them all, and they're going to, hopefully I get great feedback. Hopefully it's positive, not to, put out false hope, but, I hope this is going to be amazing. This is going to be amazing that we're posting this, what we're doing.
Yeah, and I appreciate your feedback. We need to be hearing these things from someone who's neutral, and you're that person, you're the purple. I mean, that was such a great conversation, GW. Thank you so much for being so open, but yet so respectful in the way you gave the feedback. I really appreciate that. And I hope you will come back to talk about another controversy around Autism Speaks.
Of course, we'll be back. We got another episode coming out soon after this one. I'm excited. I hope you guys are all excited. It's gonna be incredible. You won't even believe your eyes.
GW, you should tell people where they can find you on social media, and because clearly you are a great self-advocate, and people should check out your content.
Yes, absolutely. You guys can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, all at Autism Chose Me. And by the way, guys, it's all one word. If you put the words separately, my social media account's not going to come up. It's all one word, at Autism Chose Me. And also check me out. I almost forgot. Check me out on YouTube at Autism Chose Me.
I'm sure people will. Well, thank you again, GW. And I can't wait to do the next episode with you.
Oh, I'm so excited, Eileen. Thank you for having me. I'm excited. Yeah, let's make it happen.
Allez, let's go.